Good day, friends and neighbors. If you're a Paul Harvey fan as I am, you'll certainly want to hear the rest of this story. At about 7 p.m. on Sunday evening, December 18th, 1921, Harry, who was the secretary to the Tulsa, Oklahoma Police Commissioner and purchasing agent for the police and fire departments, drove his car to the home of Ike Wilkerson, a police detective who lived just a few blocks away. The pair planned to spend the evening shooting rabbits along the road to Jenks, a town south of Tulsa. As they rode along the highway, Ike held a .44 caliber shotgun on his lap just in case they jumped up a rabbit. In the distance, Harry and Ike saw a large Buick touring car parked on the side of the road. Harry slowed his car as they approached. They, being policemen, peered at the car to see if there was any hint that the occupants needed assistance. Suddenly, 3 men jumped out of the touring car with guns drawn. Harry raised his hands to show that he was unarmed. Ike raised a shotgun. Ike quickly squeezed the trigger and heard a sound that would send chills down the spine of even the most hardened of men. Click. His shotgun misfired. Had the shotgun fired, Ike certainly would have blown the top of the bandit's head off. Ike reached for his automatic pistol. The bandit, who should have been on the receiving end of Ike's shotgun, began firing at Ike. Bullets hit both of Ike's legs just above the knees. The bandits then turned the gun on Harry, who still had his hands up in a surrendering position. The bandit fired 2 or 3 times as he ran back towards the touring car. His bullets struck Harry in the chest and one of his legs. The bandits jumped into the touring car as Ike fired his pistol. Ike heard his bullets hitting the touring car as the bandit sped off and was certain he had wounded at least one of them. In less than 10 seconds, Harry and Ike's rabbit hunting trip turned into a fight for their lives. Both were seriously wounded and bleeding profusely. Despite his injuries, Harry sped his car over a mile to the nearest farmhouse. Bleeding from his chest and leg, Harry limped as fast as he could up onto the front porch of the farmhouse. There he collapsed. Ike's injuries prevented him from getting out of the car. The farmer's family ran to see what all the commotion was about. They tended to the wounded men as good as they could and sent word to summon the police and an ambulance. As with any shooting in which a law enforcement officer is wounded, throngs of policemen descended upon the farm. Even before the 2 men had arrived at the hospital in Tulsa, posses of county officers, aided by deputized police officers, were busy scouring the area for the culprits. Ike had provided them with descriptions of the bandits and the touring car. At the hospital, physicians began operating on Harry and Ike. Doctors were able to save Ike's life, but he was never able to walk again. Harry's condition was more severe. A bullet from the bandit's gun had pierced his lung. Doctors gave him very little chance of survival. On the following day, police arrested 3 men who were positively identified by Ike as the culprits. They were eventually sentenced to life in prison. 2 days after the shooting, 48-year-old Harry H. Arant died from his wounds. Harry left behind a widow, Anna Arant, and 2 small children, a daughter, Frances Arant, and a son, Paul H. Arant. Paul Harvey Arant. You and I know him as Paul Harvey. And so, as Paul Harvey used to say, good day.